Hi, my name is Emery, and I am 25 years old. I am here to tell you the story of how I lost my brother because of my mom, and how deeply this impacted me. I could never bring myself to forgive my mom for what she did. That's why I decided to avenge my brother's death. No, don't worry, I didn't harm her in any way, not physically, at least. Dang, what am I even saying? Let me get to the details of my story so that I don't confuse you. My mom and dad separated a long time ago. For the next few years, mom raised me and my brother Nathan all on her own. She also worked full time while doing that. Eventually, she remarried. We got a stepdad as well as a stepsister. Now, here's the thing. I was totally expecting that my stepdad and stepsister would treat me and Nathan in not a very good way. You know how they do that in movies and stuff most of the time, so yeah, I was paranoid. But wow, my life is one freaking irony. It wasn't my stepdad, but my own biological mom who turned out to be evil. She didn't do anything to me. I was a model child, always scored good grades, obeyed my teachers, and was on the right path. Nathan, on the other hand, he was not exactly an achiever, but hey, that wasn't his fault. He was a bit weak from birth. And I mean weak as in physically weak. It was an illness, and there was no cure to it. He frequently became sick, caught the flu, lost his appetite, etc. His immune system was a bit weak too. This was the reason that he always needed special care, and my mom hated him because of this. I don't know what went wrong. She was good to Nathan for a few years after Dad left, but slowly, as time passed, she started getting fed up with him. She said that he was a liability, and she won't get anything in return for looking after him. I really didn't understand. How could she say such mean things? I didn't let Nathan feel the brunt of all this, though. I was always there by his side and to support him when he needed it. Mom just started completely neglecting him at some point, and then she had remarried. It really stung to see that she loved her stepdaughter more than she loved her biological children. I know she never did anything to me, and I shouldn't be bitter about it, but I couldn't bear to watch Nathan getting hurt because of Mom. But I couldn't do anything either, except for being there for Nathan. Anyway, amidst everything, time passed and I graduated college. But this wasn't the only big thing that happened. Two more important life-changing events took place. My mom had climbed up the ladders and was a CEO of her very own company now, but this proved to be fatal for her personal relationships. Apparently, my stepdad thought that she had become a workaholic and materialistic and didn't have time for us anymore. So he divorced her and, well, went on to live somewhere else. Though my stepsister Ellen stayed with us, I have no idea why. Probably because my mom was ready to bear all her expenses, including college tuition and other stuff. So, as I was saying, Mom was running her own company now. Since it was a major name in the fashion industry, I applied for a job in the company too. Of course, I opted for fair means and went through interviews and everything to get the position of an intern. Mom wanted me to work at a senior position directly, but I told her that I was going to do it the right way. I would work, get experience, and then she could promote me if she thought that my work was worthy enough. I am so proud of you, Emery, she patted my head. You never disappoint me. That was the first compliment she had given me in years. And I was so excited about it that I spilled everything in front of Nathan, completely forgetting that Mom was a touchy topic for him. When I realized this, my eyes widened and I quickly apologized. He gave me a smile, shaking his head. Come on, Emery, I'm not that sensitive. Besides, you deserve that compliment. I am not jealous. Promise. Did I ever mention how much I loved Nathan? He was always there for me, and he never let the negativity in his life affect his behavior. This was the best part about him. However, it killed me whenever I tried seeing things from his perspective. It must have been so hard for him to go through life with his illness and then cope with Mom's attitude too. Why, Mom? Why? I was at the office one day when I got a call from the hospital. Nathan's condition was severe and he had been admitted there. I immediately rushed to see him. He was in a deep sleep because of the medicine he had been given by the doctors. What happened to him? I asked the doctor. When will he wake up? The doctor cleared his throat. We can't say for sure when he's going to wake up. What? I cried. What the hell? Why? This is normal for him, right? This has happened many times before. Yeah, it has, but this time it's different, he replied, passing some papers towards me. These are the reports of the tests we conducted. It seems like Nathan needs a surgery. I didn't understand the medical terms written on those reports, but my mind started reeling as soon as I heard surgery. What the heck was happening all of a sudden? He was okay until yesterday. Actually, who was I kidding? I should have seen this coming. Nathan had never been okay, and all of us knew it. We were just pretending that everything was all right and pushing through our daily lives, but now, all that delusion had shattered. Nathan was not okay, and he needed a surgery. It's not a serious surgery, the doctor said, and I guarantee you that Nathan will be completely all right after the surgery. There's nothing to worry about. Really? I asked hopefully. He nodded. Yeah, the only catch is that it will cost a lot. How much? I will arrange it, I said quickly. I'm talking millions here, he said. It's a long-term thing and needs a lot of... I will ask my mom, I cut in. She will definitely help. After all, this is one golden chance of curing Nathan forever. I went back to the office and barged inside Mom's office. I saw that my stepsister Ellen was there too, speaking to Mom in hushed whispers. I ignored her and turned to face Mom. Where did you go during work hours without informing anyone? Mom asked sternly. Mom, Nathan is really sick, and the doctors say that he will need a surgery, I informed her. And, Ellen sneered, how does that concern us? I wasn't talking to you, I snapped at her before turning back to Mom. Mom, please, can you arrange some funds for his surgery? The doctor said that it will cost a lot, but Nathan will be completely fine after this surgery. Sorry, Emery, I can't afford to part with even a single penny right now, Mom replied without even blinking. Everything belongs to company funds and I can't hamper with that. Mom, but he's your son, I protested. How can you be so cold towards him? Do you want him to suffer and die? Ellen scoffed. That would probably be better. Good riddance. I was so furious now that I didn't even stop to think. I just charged towards her with every intention to shut her up forever. Too bad that Mom stopped me. Emery, what's wrong with you? She cried. I told you I won't give money for this surgery. You can get out of my office now, and don't ever bring up this topic with me again. I shook my head, backing away. What's wrong with you, Mom? When did money become so important to you that you want your own son to die? She pursed her lips, not saying anything. I knew it was useless to remain there anymore, so I turned around and left. I went to the bank and checked all the records of my savings and emergency deposits. It was a lot, but it was not enough for Nathan's surgery. But I could still get the treatment started. So I used all of my savings and whatever I had earned till date to get Nathan's surgery started. The doctor told me that there would be a series of small surgeries that would cost more money over time. The treatment started, and I could see it for myself. Nathan's condition was getting better. It can take a turn for the worse if we stop midway, the doctor said, so I advise you to arrange the rest of the money soon. I wanted to. I really did, but it was not that easy. After the first time, I had tried to talk to Mom many times, but her answer was the same. It wasn't helping that the stinky Ellen was persuading Mom against the treatment too. Why were they doing this? Did family and relationships mean nothing to them? I went home one day to see a new car parked in our driveway. Whose car is that? I asked to no one in particular when I entered the house. I got it today. Isn't it wonderful? Ellen smirked. Mom gave it to me as a gift. A gift for what? I asked, as I felt my blood starting to boil. Mom shrugged. I just wanted to. You have the money to spend on cars and other things that are not required right now, but you can't help your own son who is lying sick at the hospital? I asked in disbelief. Oh God, not again, Ellen groaned. Why do you have to ruin everyone's mood, Emery? Emery, now I have had enough, Mom spoke up. You keep on bringing up money for Nathan's treatment as if he is my responsibility. He is nothing to me. I will not give money for his treatment. Mom, I started quietly. What would you have done if it was Ellen in Nathan's place? Why the heck do you want me to be sick? Ellen exclaimed. Can you please stop? Of course I would help her, Mom replied. She's really valuable to me. I scoffed. And what if it was me? She didn't reply, and that was answer enough. She wouldn't help me. Well, I didn't expect her to. She had grown distant from me a long time ago. She only viewed me as a prized resource that was useful for her company. That was all she needed from me, work in return for a fixed salary. A few months later, Nathan's condition deteriorated, and all I could do was watch helplessly. I could arrange money from any source. No one was willing to shell out such a big amount. And thus, I watched my brother die right in front of my eyes. I don't want to go into the details of what kind of hell I went through after that, but a few days later, my mom stepped inside my room for the first time in many years. Emery, how are you doing? She asked. I didn't reply. I wanted to smash a vase somewhere. It was a miracle that I was sitting so calmly. Emery, there's no use of mourning now. He is gone. You're only wasting your time and energy after someone who will never return, she said. Was she for real? What was she trying to do? If she wanted to rile me, then she had been successful. Still, I kept my mouth shut, using every last bit of my patience. Why don't you return to work? You have been promoted, and your salary has increased significantly, she continued. I wanted to quit, and I almost said that out loud until an idea struck me suddenly. If I quit now, it would be of no use. It won't affect my mom in any way, and she would continue being the way she was. And I couldn't let that happen. Not after she had let Nathan die. I couldn't let her just go on with her life and forget about it. I needed to do something, and it had to be through the means of work. Because her company was the love of her life. I knew what could hurt her the most. That's why, to carry out my plan, I had to keep my job. I plastered a smile on my face and looked up to meet her eyes. I will return to work from tomorrow. You were right. I should not dwell on the past. It will get me nowhere. Mom sighed in relief. Thank God. I was afraid that you would leave work. You are the best employee in my company, and I can't afford to lose you. Is that so? I asked with a smile. She patted my head. Of course. After all those years of education is paying off. I made a great choice by investing in you. I was not even surprised anymore. Of course I was an investment, one that was paying off now. Oh, Mom, I am so going to get payback. Just you wait and watch. It was time to move past the state of grief. I had to get to action now. As my mom had said, I was her best employee. I didn't doubt this for a second, because I handled all the big clients and main meetings. Most of the deals were brought to the company by me. And that was going to change now. Of course, I had to do it in such a way that no one would ever suspect what was happening. I was going to shake the company from the inside. The best part was that no one was going to question me about anything, since I was the CEO's daughter. I started sabotaging the company from within. I wasn't weakening the company, I was just weakening the client's faith in my mom. It was not difficult, considering that the news of how she had let her own son die had been spreading like wildfire. How can we trust a woman who let her own son die? I know money is important, but letting her son die when she could have saved him, it's a bit too much. She didn't spare her own son? What's to say that she will spare us if something goes amiss? These were just a few of the things that the clients were saying about her. My mom had asked me to do damage control. As if. I participated in ruining her reputation even more. There was distrust even among the company's own employees, and for good reason. I used it to my advantage. Slowly and steadily, I turned all of our clients, investors, and employees against Mom, all while keeping up the appearance of the best employee. One day, Mom called me to her office. As usual, Ellen was present there too. "Emery, is everything all right?" Mom asked. I raised an eyebrow. "Since when do you care about that?" "She is asking about her company, not about you," Ellen intervened. I shrugged. "I never said I meant me. And yeah, everything is all right. We successfully got the big deals that we wanted." "Then why do I feel like something is wrong?" Mom sighed. "People have been acting really strange around me lately. They sometimes give me a look of disgust and walk away." "I don't know about that," I said, "and I don't care. My job is to work in the company. Don't bother me with your personal problems." "You sick brat!" Ellen yelled. "Why? How does it feel?" I gave her a taunting smile. "We all stopped being a family a long time ago. There's no need to pretend now, especially when it is for your own benefit." "Emery, Nathan is out of the way now," Mom cut in. "Why do you have to be like this?" How could she speak about Nathan like that? How dare she? I clenched my fists and clamped my mouth shut. "Sorry," I bit out and left. I talked to the company employees in a secret video conference that night. All of them expressed that they wanted my mom to step down and for me to take over, and thus a rebellion began. Too much pressure was applied on my mom from all sides. Her own employees and clients were turning their backs on her. Even the media got involved, and Nathan's story was spread through news. My mom was labeled insensitive, cold-hearted, and materialistic. She buckled under the pressure at last. She gave up and resigned. I took over her position by a majority vote and the agreement of the company board. And that was how my mom was kicked out of her own company. Ellen threw a big tantrum. I was tempted to kick both of them out of the house too, but I took pity on them. And, well, my mom didn't even know that I had agitated everyone against her. She thought that someone had tipped the media, and then all of this happened. Well, I didn't care. I cut off her expenses, because why not? "You can't do that," she gasped. "It's my company." "I can't afford to part with even a single penny, sorry." I threw back her own words at her. "And it's no longer your company. Get it out of your imagination." She seemed like someone had electrocuted her. I started to feel bad for her, but then I remembered what she had done when Nathan needed her help, when I needed her help. Well, two could play this game. She didn't deserve even an ounce of sympathy. I knew that Ellen and my mom weren't going to just sit quietly, though. They asked me to give them jobs in the company. I declined, of course. "It's not possible," I said. "None of the employees trust you. You can't come back in any position. And as for Ellen, she still had to complete her studies. Why the heck would I give her a job?" I thought they would take a hint and go look for some part-time position or something, but no, they were so stubborn. A few weeks later, I got to know that Mom was planning on starting a competitor company. Wow, I had to give it to her. She really had some guts. I informed my employees and my clients. None of the investors were keen on dealing with an untrustworthy woman like my mom. So it was safe to say that her company failed even before it could begin. She never got sponsors or financiers to support her. A month or so passed, and I was in my office, when I got a call from the hospital. Mom had collapsed and was admitted there. I couldn't believe that. I rushed out of my office to go and check up on her. The doctor told me that my mom was severely sick because of too much stress and mindless activities that she was indulging in. "This didn't happen in one day," the doctor said. "She weakened herself over the last few months. I think she's been skipping meals and has been under a lot of pressure. The point is, she is really ill now, and if we want to save her, then she needs treatment." What was this déjà vu I was experiencing? My mind was taken back to the time when Nathan was in the same state, and I had practically begged my mom to help him. She had refused at once. But I was not my mom. I was not cruel and cold-hearted like her. I didn't even hesitate before telling the doctor to start her treatment. It was as costly as Nathan's treatment was, but I bore all the expenses without saying a word. A few weeks later, she had completely recovered and come back home. I avoided eye contact with her, but she sat in front of me. She started crying, completely taking me by surprise. "Hey, you just got back from the hospital. Please go and rest," I said. "I am sorry, Emery," she sobbed. "Now I realize my fault. Please forgive me." I gave her a long look. "Are you really sorry?" She nodded, crying even more. "Then apologize to Nathan," I said, looking down at my lap. "But how? We were not able to save him, but we can make sure that such a thing doesn't happen in the future. I want to do something for children who are ill and who don't have money for their treatment." And that was how our foundation was born. Mom and I worked together for this foundation. It was built to help all the poor, sick children who couldn't afford treatment. Mom took care of most of the work because I was busy with the office. Somehow she had even convinced Ellen to work for the foundation. Everything was finally falling into place. Mom had changed a lot. It was like she was redeeming herself, and I couldn't have asked for more. And she dragged Ellen along with her. The company was running smoothly, and I was finally happy. Sure, I still missed Nathan, but I knew that if he was here, he would be happy with all these changes too.